Hello and welcome. So it's day 155 in this quest to reach a 2000 rapid chess rating on chess.com. So my last game, the opponent had a blunder early in the opening. So I got lucky, I guess, off their mistake. They blundered their queen, and it was, I think, a 1777 rated player, so that's pretty unusual. All right, so now here they go. They have e4. Guess I'm going to play the caro-kann and see what my opponent does against it here. All right. Okay. We probably have to capture here. Or do we? Let me see. Do we have to capture? All right, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and capture, and then I'll attack his knight. Now this doubles my pawns up here in this caro-kann defense Tartakower variation. But my king will be pretty secure back here once I castle. And now my bishops are, they have plenty of room to develop here. So now, because this is an open position, usually it's good to try and develop as quick as you can. This player, it looks like they're from Morocco. I haven't played many people from there. Okay. Now, we probably need to develop this bishop in a hurry. So where is best? Do we go here, or do we develop more actively here? If we do this, one issue is that the queen is guarding this d5 square, and if I put a bishop here, they could just press forward and attack. Do I go after the knight here immediately? That's another option. Maybe I go here. All right. Could try and go here, but then they can push another pawn forward. All right. What do I do? What do I do? I need to castle in a hurry. So, can we attack? If we check, he can just block with the pawn. So maybe I go here first and then get ready to castle immediately. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and castle. Now, one strategy is to bring your knight up and over here to f8 to help guard this h7 square in case pieces start trying to pile up. If the queen jumps down here, all right, so I'll go there to guard or try and grab this open file. I'll try and bring my knight over and throw it here on f8, which is pretty passive, but it will help guard this. Now what if he moves his knight immediately right here? All right, so I'm going to go there. Then I can drop down here and help defend. Now, the problems in this position are my opponent has a queenside pawn majority of 4 versus 3. So that could be an endgame advantage for them. And now I have 4 versus 3 on the king side, but my problem is that these 2 pawns are doubled, so it would be harder to get a passed pawn over here. All right. So normally you don't want to move twice in the opening with your pieces, but I guess I'm getting ready to march my knight over here, and then I'm going to figure out what to do with this bishop. Maybe I place the bishop up here on e3. Okay, so there we jump over here and we help guard this. So this is, one of the reasons why you definitely want to think about bringing this knight down here and guarding this h7 square. Now, I have to figure out what to do with this bishop. Maybe I put the bishop here because now this pawn is, the f pawn on f7 is only protected by my king. So I have to be careful with that. Especially if he tries to get his queen and bishop lined up on this diagonal now. All right, so, man, now he could threaten to go down here and swing over this way, perhaps. All right. Well, do I move this bishop over here? Maybe I just go ahead and do that. And fight for this open file. But I don't know, that could have been a mistake because I moved a piece twice in the opening. So my opponent has a rook developed. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces developed. I have 1, 2 really. I mean, this knight is developed to the back rank, I guess you could say. So maybe I need to develop this bishop here, attacking the knight. All right, well, at least my opponent is burning some time up. Need to figure out what to do with this bishop. Okay. Maybe I just go here. Something like that. And block. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that to try and control this diagonal. And then this gives me room to move my queen up. But where should I move it to? Maybe I move my queen to c7 here, lining up on his queen. Now, one thing that he could try and do is push forward here with this pawn and threaten to move forward. He could try and get his C and D pawns moving forward, perhaps, and then try and jump his knight up here, attacking my bishop. I guess I could always drop back, but I have to figure out what to do with my queen next. So maybe I go here, queen to c7 next, and then get ready to double my rooks on the open file, perhaps. Or maybe, well, I don't want to go queen to d7 and take a square away from my bishop that I might need in the future. So probably queen to c7 is good, creating a battery here of bishop and queen lined up at this h2 pawn, although he could just push that forward. All right. Okay, well, I don't mind that my opponent is taking a lot of time to think here, so that's fine with me. Usually I'm the one in time trouble, but at least they're really thinking here. And what should they do? A simple thing might be to start doubling their rooks up on the open file. So they could move the rook up, but up to where? If they go here, well, that's a possibility. But that's what I would do if I was my opponent. Maybe start trying to double the rooks up on this open file. Then what? I have to move my queen. Then I start trying to double my rooks up on the open file. So that's a possibility. So I'm looking at queen to c7 is probably my next move. Then try and put a rook up here and bring the other rook over. All right, well, they were really taking a lot of time, so which is fine because we still have a lot of pieces on the board, and they could make mistakes in the end game, which I've definitely done that before, where I took up too much time earlier in the game and then didn't have enough time to think in the end game when there was still a lot going on. Okay, now why could they be taking so much time to think here? I better check and make sure they're not looking at some kind of trick here. If they capture here, are they thinking about sacrificing their rook? If they do that, I can just capture. Okay, so they do decide to double up here. All right. So now I have to decide what I want to do. The problem with this, they could swing over here. So maybe I should get rid of an attacker by going here, attacking the rook. If the rook moves, then I can just knock out this bishop. Problem is, if I do that, he could take here. Ooh, that could be dangerous. Yeah, he could take. All right. So I probably need to just go here. Queen to d7. Then if he swings over here, then what? I attack the rook. Yeah, because I can't bring this bishop up here. It would be unprotected. He could just take my rook. Then if I capture... All right, so enough of that. I need to just start moving here. Or would it have been better? See, now maybe I moved too quickly. I could have attacked this way, attacking his rook and then threatening to knock out his threatened to knock out his knight here. Because now he's most likely, unless he doubles his rooks up, which is a possibility, he might just go ahead and swing his rook up over here. Then he'll have 3 attackers, and I'll only have 2 defenders on this pawn. Now, if he brings his rook over there, I could jump my knight up here, attacking his rook. You know, then what does he do with his rook? It's kind of limited. If he tries to sacrifice it, then my king can capture. So rook to h4, knight up here. Oh, then he could capture. But then I would be able to capture as well. I could just go ahead and recapture with a pawn. And I think I'd be all right here. Okay, but anyway, they're just burning up a lot of time again, once again. So, you know, if this person is going to try and push a crazy attack through, then that's probably what it's going to be. Rook here to h4, but I think my knight could jump up. If he captures with the bishop, then I can just capture with a pawn. Um, if he captures with the rook and my king captures, then ooh, that could be a little tricky. Um, well, once again, they're burning up a lot of time, so I mean, I guess that's fine with me, because then they'll be rushed. Um, so rook to h4. If that is played, hmm, hmm. All right. Okay, well, now what? Do I move my bishop over here? Now I have 8 more minutes than my opponent, so I should probably avoid trades, because if I keep the rooks and keep things complicated, that might help me out some. Um, probably need to move this bishop. If I go here, attacking, you know, they could trade off the rooks here and my queen ends up on e8. Then, you know, will this knight try and move? Possibly. All right. We don't want to go after this pawn over here, because then b3 could trap the bishop. So they have an attack building up. I probably want to release some of the attacking pressure here. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right. So this allows us to trade off some material here, get rid of some of their attacking power. And in the meantime, they're just burning down time here. Okay, so we pretty much have to capture that way. All right, then we go there. Okay. Well, now we could just move our queen back up to where it was. Okay. Or do we want to keep control of this open file, perhaps? All right, I can afford to take a little bit of time here, because I'm doing pretty good on time. And you don't want to rush to try and run them out of the clock and then make a mistake. So, do I just retreat back? Perhaps. Perhaps I just retreat back. Or do I go here and then swing back down here? I don't know. I think I'm going to keep my bishop centralized. So let's go here. Now I have to decide, do I want to swing here and here? You know, that is a possibility. Okay, do I drop back this way? If I go this way, yeah, that's possible. But then that bishop is kind of stuck there. Would it be better off here in this more open area? Okay, I guess we're going that way. Now we could drop back here. So at least they are burning through some more time. And it's starting to get dark in here. Okay, that is not so good. A little threat there. Threat of trapping. They have a threat of trapping my bishop here. Oh, great. Is that a mistake? Is that a mistake? If I go here, all right. Well, if they do that, I could just open their king up to an attack. So I'll go there. And now I can grab this pawn and their king will be wide open. So that's not so bad. So I get 3 pawns and an open king for my bishop. But they do have the bishop pair and a queenside pawn majority. Oh, that was a tricky move there that I didn't expect. Okay. All right, I probably need to start pushing this pawn forward. Or do I go here? But then he could just capture, and that could cause me some problems. So let's push that forward. All right, well, that's interesting, I guess. Hmm. Right. Guess I gotta go there. Ah, man. All right, gotta go that way. Now they could drop back here. All right, I am able to grab this pawn back, though, I think. No, because they're bishop. Ah, man. Really sneaky, trapping my queen in there. If I go here, he could just capture. Um, so I don't know. I think I'm forced to just go after his queen there. This is not looking too good here. All right. Now what? If I go this way, all right, kind of have to do that. Is he going to push forward here? Need to try and push this pawn up. Let me turn some light on here. All right. Ah, and of course he finds the move that I didn't want him to play. All right, well, at least this restricts his knight. Okay. Well, I'm pretty much forced to go there. And then what do I do with my knight now, though? Probably need to get these pawns off of these squares. Oh, man. All right. We're going that way. I don't know if that was the best move, because now he could just attack it with his bishop, and I'm going to be forced to press forward, and then he could push here and have a passed pawn. So I have to go that way. All right, we're going that way. Trying to get rid of some of these pawns. Okay. Well, now where do I go with this? I don't know. This guy is playing kind of suspiciously here. It's like he was having trouble earlier in the game, taking forever to move, and now he's like blasting moves out and finding, some of the best ones. All right. What do I do here? I don't know. I'm pretty much forced to move. So I guess I'm going that way. This is looking awful for my pieces here. The only positive I have is a passed pawn. Okay. I should probably go after this because if I don't, that's just going to create weaknesses. All right, so I'm going there. Have to protect this pawn. Okay. What's he going to do? Just put more pressure on this. All right, I guess I have to go there. All right. Now what? Now what? Do I attack his bishop? Maybe. Maybe I attack his bishop. The problem is his knight could infiltrate into here, then go here and attack these pawns. But if I go here, that gives me another passed pawn. All right, I guess I'm going to try and knock out one of his bishop pair, which is usually something you want to do. I don't know, this player was kind of suspicious though. It was like he was taking so long to make moves, and then he was picking all these good moves later in the game. Okay. Oh, there he goes. He's going to try and go after those. All right. Well, I can just drop back and protect, I guess. But then he'll be able to go there. If I go here, he's going to have a passed pawn. If he goes here or here, that doesn't work because he'll be able to grab these. Okay. If he goes there, I can't go back to there. I probably have to capture. All right, I guess we're going that way after his knight. Then I have to try and bring mine out. Okay, so I go there. Oh, this guy is sneaky. So sneaky. Now he's trapped my king. So my king can't even come out here. And he's got this passed pawn. What a sneaky player here. Oh my gosh. This guy is ridiculous. Do I want to give up my pawns over here and try and jump my knight up here? Then what? Here? All right, I guess we're going that way. Now he can just pick off this pawn here with a discovered attack. Okay, so I have to go forward like that. And then bring my knight up. This knight has to, I have to try and get this knight to do something. Okay, well, now I can pick this pawn off. So we'll do that. All right, then I can bring the knight up. Which way though? Which way? All right, I have to do something with that knight. All right, do I go here and bring it up? Then he's going to have that extra knight. Or do I just go here? No, I can't do that. All right, I guess we're going there. Now my knight is just trapped in here, which is not so good. Not so good at all. This is just awful. Awful, awful, awful. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is terrible. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this person just plays perfectly at the end. I don't know. I think this person was using a computer here. Now they're going to go, well, they can just push forward here and then trap me in. This is just garbage. Yeah, now I lose my knight. I think this person cheated. I don't know. That's my opinion, because they weren't playing any great moves until like later in the game. Then they just start playing everything perfectly. Yeah, this was just awful. I'm gonna resign. That was just horrible. I don't know. I think that person might have had some computer help, but maybe that's just me, being angry at the game was going okay and then it just fell to pieces. But I don't understand why they were taking so much time earlier in the game trying to figure out moves, and then then they start playing everything perfectly all of a sudden. All right. Well, let's do a quick game review and see what the computer says. Yeah, so they played at 92.6% accuracy, which, yeah, it's possible. I play in the 90% plus range. Yeah, they played at 2300 level. If somebody's playing that good, a 1600 player, yeah, then good luck trying to win against them. 100% accuracy in the opening, 95.6 in the middle game, then 84.3. So I guess I played 100 in the opening, but only 87.7 in the middle game. And I guess having that piece trapped over here kind of messed me up. I don't know. I thought I had some kind of, if I could have gotten one more pawn over here on the king side, things would have been more even. But I don't know. They played kind of ridiculously perfect in the second half of the game. Okay, can't be negative all the time or so upset about it. We'll just have to do better next time, or hope they're not using a computer. Okay. Quick review, and then we'll use the computer to figure out exactly where we went wrong. So we played the caro-kann, the Tartakower variation. I'll kind of blast through these moves, and then I'll go back through everything a little more slowly. So that was the mistake right there. The game losing mistake. Because of this pawn push right here. So now the best thing to do, well, that's their best move, and of course they found it because they're, I don't know, maybe this wasn't so difficult to find, but still. I'm just surprised how perfectly they played when they were taking so long to find moves. That usually means somebody's not sure what to do, or else they're waiting for the computer to figure it out. Okay. I play that, so that was not the best move. It looks like I should have let them... I should have played this, and then they could have captured that pawn attacking my queen. And then what? Okay, we'll look at this in the game, in the computer analysis. So that was the best move. They find this move. So the best move here was played. But now I'm pretty much losing. Looks like here I had to play queen to e2 to keep the queen on the board and have some chance. Yep, so that's what I had to do, is move here, keep the queen on the board, because once the queen was gone, I just kind of got smothered. All right, and they're saying that would have been a better move to go up there. But yeah, once they trade off, I mean, they're ahead in material, so they should be trying to trade off pieces. And then they find this perfect move right here. And then I probably should have captured this pawn and let them recapture. Yeah, that was not the greatest move there. Yeah, that just caused all kinds of problems, I guess. I needed to move my king forward. I just let my pieces get trapped. Okay, yeah, we'll look at this in the computer analysis here in a minute. Yeah, now I'm really losing. +5. Yeah, and my knight is just trapped over here. Yeah, this is just awful. All right, yeah, and this is something I'll have to look at, how to stop these pawns. I probably could have played that better. Yeah, and then now the game's pretty much over. Or it was before then. Okay, back to the beginning. Let's see what we can find out with the computer here. So D4, or excuse me, E4, C6, the caro-kann defense. Okay, they bring the knight out, which you can do. You can bring your knights out instead of placing both pawns in the center. All right. So this is the Tartakower variation. It doubles your pawns up, but your development is a little quicker. Okay, so here, that's an excellent move, but bishop to d6 would have been better, because this is kind of a passive move. So it looks like I should have just immediately put the bishop on d6, and that would have been a better move. All right. Okay, so I castle, they castle, rook on the open file, then they play this, maybe getting ready to pile up here on the h7 pawn. So I start moving my knight to protect that. Then, see, I ended up having to move my bishop to d6 here anyway, so I'll have to remember that, not to put the bishop on e7, but d6 is better. Okay, so this is the best move, allowing me time to try and double my rooks up, I guess. Okay, and then that is best. Connecting my rooks. Okay, so this is the best move in the position, apparently. So we trade off material. And then they want to keep their knight. And here's where I make the mistake. So instead of that move, I should have brought my bishop back to the center here. So after that, they should start pushing their pawns forward. I should drop this one back, attacking this pawn. And now what? Bishop to c3 to protect. And what? b5. Huh. b5. I don't know. Or knight up to g6. That looks a little bit better. But anyway, back to the game. So that was a mistake there. Yeah, that was where things started to go downhill. Especially when they find the best move here. So here, I should not have done that. Best would have been f5, apparently. Huh, or g6. But f5, see, but then they could just capture. My queen would have to move. At least I could centralize and grab the open file. Knight up to d3. Now it's saying queen to e4 would have been better. Yeah, going right here. And I should avoid the trade of queens, apparently, by going here. Or even queen to d8, but I don't know, maybe that's a little better. But now it's saying queen to d8. Queen to d8 would be better. Okay, queen to c2, dropping back. Queen to e7. Now knight to d3. G6. Bishop to c8. Huh. Now we can go bishop to e2. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. So f4 was played. Now I thought I could grab this, but I guess I overlooked this knight block. Yeah, so that's the move I overlooked, this great knight move. Now, that is best. But yeah, white is ahead +2, 2.33. So now they start attacking. That is a mistake. I had to play queen to e2. Otherwise, I'm just losing afterwards, it looks like. So here, what? Bishop to c1. Trying to trade the queens. I should play, well, they're recommending queen to a6. Queen to a6, attacking this pawn. So b3 protects the pawn. Then c5, maybe trying to open this diagonal up some, but yeah, it looks like they can just, well, this attacks my queen. Queen to c6. Bishop to e3, piling up on this pawn. g6. Bishop to e4. Attacks the queen. And now queen to c8 is recommended. Huh. Okay, queen to d2. I'll look at this a little bit further. f5. Yeah, this is what I was trying to get, this setup earlier. But he pushed the f-pawn and stopped that from happening. So here, bishop to d5. They recommend this move. Bishop to d5, lining up on my king. So knight to d7. Or b6. So capture, bishop captures, bishop to d4. Oh, knight to f6 can be played because of this pin. Bishop takes b7. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Um, queen to d7, lining up on the queen. And what? Oh, we have to move, and we're attacking this. So they drop back. Knight up to g4 is the best move. Now, what? b4, forcing this bishop to make a decision. So it looks like I should drop back. Then drop back. Knight to e3. Yeah, it's looking bad now. White would just be ahead here. All right, back to the game. Queen to d3 is played, trying to trade the queens off. So I capture is the best move. So now this was best, and of course they find the best move again, pushing this pawn. Here, I should not have played that. I should have just brought my king up instead of letting my king get all trapped and my pieces uncoordinated. So looks like that's the best move, king to g7. Then, let's see, c4. They start pushing their pawn majority. I should play knight to h7, trying to get this knight into the game that was doing nothing. And here, c5, chasing my bishop away. So after we back up, bishop to f4, trying to trade more material down. Here I should capture. Knight captures. And then it looks like, they want me to play h4? But then what about capture, capture? They would just get more material. I don't understand that move. Now, I bet you, yeah, see, now it says that that's not the best move. That, oh, no matter what, we're going to lose a pawn. Okay. So knight to g5. Man. Yeah, this guy, he just played super tough. King up to g2. Then what? a6. a6. Finally, they capture here. So then once I capture, now the bishop can capture, and they go ahead even more material, and they're targeting this. So what now? Oh, attacking. That's interesting. But yeah, they grab more material. I have two passed pawns, but versus, I'm only I only have what, one extra pawn, and they have a knight. So, and he's getting ready to jump down here and capture this. Yeah, I was a goner once I traded off the bishop for two pawns over here. Man. All right, so yeah, we start trading off. I pushed forward with the pawns. The king starts getting into the game. I tried to trade off material. I needed to do something better with this knight and my king. Man, if I could have got my king over here first before I pushed that pawn. Now I'm just really trapped. This is just awful. So here I'm kind of forced to capture there. Now they have a passed pawn. They're attacking this. Yeah, I'm just completely losing at this point. And then here we go. Okay, that was the best move even. Okay, so this is a mistake. Okay, I go here. Capturing the passed pawn was best. Okay, trying to get my knight into the center, the best move. Now that is good, but not best. King to d4 would have been better. Yeah, now I'm just really losing. All right. Well, I better end the video there. So feel free to leave any comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't already to support the channel. Thank you for watching and have a super chess day.